So to get started, is there any questions from what we did last time, or we looked at, you know, what to say, how to set yourself up to do the EFT successfully?
No.
No? Good. All right. So
actually,
yeah.
Can I just mention something, Wendy?
Yeah.
While I was away, my mum, she's in aged care, and she's
Yeah.
not doing very well at all, and she gets very stressed and uppity and all that type of thing. Anyway, one day they were sitting, I just tapped gently on the side of the hand. Yeah, it was amazing, eh? Just gently. Yeah, yeah. She settled down. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
yeah, it helped, I think. Yeah, and then I did it a few more other times too, and but then just a touch too, I guess too. But yeah, she settled, which was really good. So I just sort of mentioned that. Yeah.
Yep, very good. Okay, so tonight we had a request to do talk about toxic relationships, and I thought we've all had some of those, so that's a good topic. I don't know.
Did you make it 2 hours?
Well, you might go for an extra hour after I finish. All right, so let's get started. How to heal the scars from those toxic relationships. So let's get into this. So what is a toxic relationship to start with? How do you define what that is? Toxic relationship is not always one person or the other. Sometimes it's merely two people, and it's how they relate to one another. So with anything, you've got to look at, you know, am I part of the problem? We all carry some degree of emotional scarring from our past. This can cause us to act out in relationships where the other person is often unknowingly, triggering a reaction from us. We can also act out behaviour that we grew up with. For example, a mother or father that may have been emotionally or physically abusive. You can unconsciously become an abuser, or you can find yourself with being in emotionally abusive relationships. And that's actually quite common when you see, like we've seen that over the years, that often when somebody has grown up where there's been abuse in their childhood, that they end up getting partners that are abusive, and part of that is that that's their comfort zone. If somebody was really nice to them, unconsciously they can feel uncomfortable with that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So until we work through our own issues from our past, that cycle can often continue. But once you start working through it, you're actually helping to break that cycle, which means that you don't have to keep repeating it. So whether you're in a long-term or a casual relationship, you deserve to be treated with respect and ensure that you are treating your partner respectfully as well. So it's really under pressure. You can really see things fall apart in relationships, but it doesn't have to be under pressure, because some people just feel that sense of pressure all the time, and they're like a ticking time bomb, and you don't have to do much to tick them off. So we're going to go through a quiz here, and you don't have to do all the answers to this, but just see what resonates for you. And it mightn't be a current relationship you're in, it may be something from your past. So do you feel like nothing you ever do is right or good enough in their eyes? Do you swallow your feelings in order to keep the peace? Do you often feel like your soul is being crushed? Like you just can't be yourself? Anytime you try to express your true feelings or thoughts, they are misinterpreted or used against you. Does this person put you down a lot? Are you always trying to avoid conflict, but finding that it really doesn't matter what you do, the conflict is always there? How does this relationship make you feel about yourself? So when you think about yourself in that relationship, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells around this person? Do you find that whenever something good happens in your life, this person will find a way to make it bad? They'll find a way to destroy it for you or turn it into something negative. So has anyone had a relationship where it's been like that?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You can relate to that?
Definitely.
Oh, great. So, hi, Leanne.
I tried to sneak in without being noticed for a minute.
I'd like to say hello to everyone. Hello, Jennifer. Oh, she's just coming online with the sound. So we might, because we've got a couple of people coming on a little bit late, I'm just waiting. I can't see if Jennifer can hear us. I'll just run through that again. So just see if any of these you find that you've had a relationship and these were some of the experiences that you had while in that relationship. Just run through that. And just jot down, if you wish, which aspects of that did you experience in that relationship, whether that was a past relationship or a present relationship?
I experienced all of them.
Me
Absolutely
too.
all of them.
Yep.
In very
Yep.
liberal doses, I might add.
Yes.
So, Jennifer, your line is muted. If you want to just unmute, just want to say hello.
Hello?
Hi, Jennifer. Hello.
Oh, hey. Sorry. First time I
That's all
just
right.
got home from work and jumped on.
Okay, great. Well, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you.
So we're just discussing, you know, whether people have had toxic relationships in the past, and these are some of the things that can come up when you're in a toxic relationship. Never feeling like you can do the right thing, swallowing your own feelings in order to keep the peace, feeling at times like your soul is just being crushed, like it's very disempowering. Whenever you try to express yourself, often those feelings and thoughts are misinterpreted, even used against you. They often put you down. Are you always trying to avoid conflict? How does this relationship make you feel about yourself? And generally, it's a very disempowering feeling. It reduces people's confidence, which is why people it's often seen that people can go from one bad relationship to another, and simply because they've been wiped out emotionally. Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells around this person? Do you find that whenever something good happens in your life, this person will find a way to wreck it for you? So I think everyone can just about relate to something in there.
Yes.
So if you find that it's bringing up specific memories, just jot them down, or specific people, just jot them down on a piece of paper, because they're the issues that you can work with later on. So now we're going to look at how to deal with that past, because often we're dealing with stuff that's in the past. We can deal with stuff in the present as well, or even something that may be coming up in the future where you know that you're going to come in contact with that toxic person. It could be an ex-relationship or something. So, you know, you can basically use the EFT on anything past, present or future. And what you're doing is helping to release all that negative energy that's been stored in relation to those negative experiences that you've had, so that you can be in a different place, even in the same room as that person. You can feel very different about yourself. You don't get caught up and sucked into the same patterns of behaviour, because that's what they'll be expecting. And they're not even consciously doing this generally. So can you identify with aspects of the quiz? And we've already talked about writing them down. So if there was a toxic relationship, it does not have to be one that was violent or even abusive. It could just be a relationship with a partner, a parent, a teacher, a peer. Like, it could be anyone out there in the world. It makes you feel inferior. It makes you feel bad about yourself in some way. So maybe a relationship where you always felt you weren't good enough or could not do anything right. Whatever it is that's coming up for you right now, these are the clues to help you untangle your mind and untangle your emotions, but also be able to learn how to separate yourself from that, how to break those unconscious links that have been stored in the subconscious mind. And the links are the emotional charge that you weren't able to deal with at that time in your life, whenever that was happening. And because we don't know how to deal with those feelings at the time, because a lot of the time it just, it cannot make sense to you, and because you think in a different way to the person that is actually doing the abusing, you can't understand where they're coming from. But often these people have been abused at some stage themselves as well. So how to make sense of all this? The tapping is going to help you unravel, like that big ball of tangle over there. It's going to help you unravel all of that for yourself, to help you find more clarity with where you're going with your life and who you want to have as part of your life, and ensuring that the people that are part of your life are the people that are actually genuinely supportive of you and helping you to be your best version of yourself. So what I'd like you to do now is choose a specific memory that you'd like to work on while we're doing the tapping here this evening. So just take your time, have a think about it, and I'll give you a chance to pick the memory that you want to work on. You don't have to disclose at all what it is. Just identify that memory. And once you've found that memory, just there's that little hand icon at the side, just raise your hand so that I know that you're ready for us to start the tapping. Great, Carol. Very good, Leanne. Joanne. Thank you, Jennifer. Great, you're all ready. Okay. So notice how you feel when you think about that memory. So I'm assuming we're thinking about something in the past. By all means, speak up if it's something in the future that you're thinking about and wanting to preempt, or if it's something that's currently happening. But you can just do this in relation to whatever it is, whether it's past, present, or future. So just tune into, if you're thinking about the future, what is it that you're already visualizing or thinking and feeling in relation to that next encounter? So if your feelings are intense, I mean extremely intense, then it would be best to do this with an EFT practitioner who is experienced and can take you through this process safely. So I don't want anyone getting stuck in any kind of negative feelings. So if that's the case for you, I want you to just do the tapping around I am relaxed, calm and safe right now. and just leave that memory, and just let us know if you want a Kolnerai to help you through that, we can. But if you feel like it's not that intense and it's within the range you feel confident to deal with, then please just go ahead this evening. So just notice those feelings, how intense they are, and give them a rating on a scale of 0 to 10. So I'll give you a moment. If 10 was maximum and 0 was the feeling wasn't there at all, just notice how strong the feeling is, write it down, and write down the feelings. And when you're writing down the feelings, write down the physical feelings as well as the emotional feelings. And when you all have done that, just click on that hand icon again and it will go down, and then I'll know that you're all ready. Very good. Let me know, Jennifer, because you haven't been on this before. Just let me know if you're having struggle with anything, because I'm very happy to elaborate, because this is all about teaching you.
Wendy,
So,
with this one, it's a bit different than previous, because like usually I have more of a mental connection where it's actually quite physical.
yes.
You know, because like when you have accusations and all that sort of rubbish in a relationship, you know, like I just wrote down like heavy-hearted, tense, feel a bit physically ill, you know. I mean, even though it was a long time ago.
Yes, it
I'm
shows you.
I'm okay, but you know, that's just the physical symptoms.
Yeah, well, that's what you're going to work on, because that's how it's manifesting in your body. That's how it's been stored.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, so that's how you work with it. Okay. So once you have brought this intensity down, so we're going to start tapping shortly. I'm just going to read through this first. Once you've brought this intensity down, then take the memory frame by frame and diffuse it by tapping. So basically what we're doing first up is just doing more of a generalized tapping, because this helps to soften it. So that when we go in to run the movie and you do it frame by frame, you're able to get very specific, but you've taken the edge off whatever the issue is. So we're just going to do a round of generalized tapping. So I'm going to use verbal statement, even though I have this problem. You're going to, when I say this problem, you're going to just, I'm just going to mute all your lines. So what you're going to do is, where I say this problem, you just put whatever the feelings are there for you, whether they're physical or emotional, you just state what they are. What you're doing with that is actually telling the subconscious mind, this is what I'm working on. And you can state what they are in relation to this person or this event. Okay. And then you always put the second part of the statement, which is how you'd want to feel in relation to that. And it might be, I choose to feel calm, safe, confident. Okay? So work out what that statement is for yourself. Just have that written down, even though I have this problem, and you're going to put in the specific words for you. And then the second part of the statement, it could be, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself, or I choose to feel calm, confident, and safe. Anything like that. It's really the opposite of whatever you are experiencing that moment. Okay, so I hope you've all got that written down now. So now we're going to do the tapping. So I'm just going to lead you through. So the first tapping point is on the outside edge of your hand. It doesn't matter which side. And just repeat and say it out loud to yourself, even though I have this problem, I choose to feel calm, confident, and safe. And we do this 3 times. Even though I have this problem, I choose to, or I want to, love and accept myself. Even though I have this problem, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself. You might notice I've thrown different statements in there. That's just giving you guys options to choose from, whatever resonates for you. Now we go to tapping through all the points, and we just use a reminder phrase of whatever the problem is. So whatever those feelings are to you, whether they're physical or emotional or a combination of the two, is what you'll substitute when I say this problem. So tapping at the beginning of your eyebrow, just above the bridge of your nose, doesn't matter which side, this problem. And stay tuned into whatever the problem is and those feelings, thinking about that person, that event. Going to the outside edge of your eye, this problem. Going to under your eye, this problem. Under your nose, this problem. Going to under your lips, this problem. Going down to your collarbone point, doesn't matter which side, just below the collarbone, right near the sternum, this problem. Now going down to underneath your arm, right on the bra line, ladies, this problem. Now just pause for a moment and think about the problem and notice how you feel. Has the intensity changed or shifted in some way? Has the feeling changed? Sometimes it can have a complete shift. So you can unmute your line and just let me know how you went with that. Did you experience a shift for yourself? Joanne, how did you go?
Yeah, it probably brought it more to actually how we did actually feel about each other.
Yeah.
The truth.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, which is
So it
very
brought it
interesting.
more out into the open then.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Mm.
So that have you found that that's actually changed the feelings that you wrote down?
Yeah, it's changed the feeling probably to a deeper feeling. Yeah.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
good. So,
Yeah.
because that's what you want, is you want to go deeper to get to
Yeah.
the core of the issue. So
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
So just write down that new feeling,
Yeah. Okay.
rewrite your intensity. How did you go, Leanne?
Yeah, I think it's almost similar. I think it's like the truth in front of your face, a realization, if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't feel quite as ill feeling in the stomach as I did. I think it's just the knowledge, the truth of it, what it was and how it affects you. Yeah.
And when you think about that now, are you getting more of the emotional feeling awareness around that?
Actually, what I feel is I'm a lot calmer.
Oh, great.
It's like my eyes have been opened just that little bit further, if you know, kind of. Yeah.
Great. All right, so just reassess it now, Leanne, and just write down what you're feeling, the depth of that feeling, and give it another rating. So how did you go, Carol?
I started off at a 10 and it was anger, and I felt it in my heart in my throat and my stomach
Yeah.
because it was a
And where-
very pivotal time.
Okay.
But I had a couple of deep breaths during the tapping, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Usually I don't deep breathe for anything. So, but I'm left with a lot of sadness because you know what's happened since is
Yep.
very sad.
So now it's shifted from anger to sadness.
Yes.
Okay. So that's great. So basically you're peeling back the layers.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so just reassess. So next time we do the verbal statement, you're going to put the sadness in rather than the anger because it's shifted.
Uh-huh.
And you may find that where it sits in your body has shifted as well, like where you feel it. So that's what you're going to use in the next round. So how did you go, Glenys?
Very much like the other girls. It made me feel worse. It made me feel more emotional and anger and sadness.
Okay, great. I know that sounds terrible to say great, but it's actually getting more to the core of the issue. Doing the generalized tapping like this actually helps to take the top layer off, which then exposes what's underneath so that we can get in there and clean it up, really. Okay, so just reassess yours, Glenys, your feelings, what are they now, and re-rate it. So Jennifer, your line is muted on your end. If you want to just unmute, I just want to see how you went. How did you go?
Yeah, I don't really feel anything anymore.
Oh, good. So it's gone.
I only use something little though because I'm too scared to do anything big because I have too much bullshit. Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't mean to win.
That's all right. So you could pick something else that's little to do another clearance on. Okay. You'll gain your confidence the more you do this. So you just work within your comfort zone, and that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. So so just pick something else, Jennifer. Notice the feelings and put that rating in there on a scale of 0 to 10, and then we'll do another round. You got something there, Jennifer, that you can work on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's do another round. So tapping on the outside edge of your hand. Even though I have this problem.
Even though I have this feeling.
I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this problem. I'm open to the possibility it's not my fault. Even though I have this problem. I choose to love and accept myself. So now going up to the eyebrow point using your reminder phrase of the problem. This problem. Going to the outside edge of your eye, this problem. Going to underneath your eye, this problem. I really want to let it go. Under your nose, this problem. I'm open to the possibility that I could let this go. And I'm open to the possibility that it's not my fault. Maybe the other person had a problem and it wasn't me. Going to under your lips, this problem. Going down to your collarbone point, this problem. under your arm on the bra line, this problem. And when you're ready, just unmute your line. Sorry. They should be all unmuted now. So I just want to see how you all got on that time. Did you notice that it's changed again? So how did you go, Carol?
I'm not sure. I can't even describe how I feel now.
Okay. Well, initially, first there was anger, now there's sadness. Is the sadness still there, or is there another feeling there?
I think I'm back at anger.
Okay, that's okay. You can cycle any way you like. No, it doesn't have it. It's not about it being logical, Carol. Okay, just remember there's layers to it. Okay, so when you think about it now, is it a specific memory?
Yes.
Specific event. Okay, so that's where we're going to move on, and we're actually going to do a movie. We're going to unpack a movie of whatever that experience was for you. Okay, so just hang on to that. Write down what the memory is, and just we'll bring it down to frame by frame of the movie. So Glenys, how did you go?
That improved. It was 6 out of 10, down to a 6 out of 10.
Okay, great. Very good. And Joanne, how did you go?
Mine moved up to my throat.
Yep.
In that I need to, verbalise. But it's to write a letter. I need to write a letter.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably of goodbye. But it's just saying goodbye to that relationships, like just letting it go. Probably more than anything. Yeah.
It's not a letter to give to somebody, it's a letter of you processing.
Yeah.
And releasing. Yep, that's good.
Yeah.
Very good. So, Leanne, how did you go?
Really good on this one. About halfway through, even the wording slightly changed. I felt like I was letting it go bit by bit.
Yep.
And I feel super calm. Like I started out, it was up near an 8.5 or 9 when I started. It would be barely at a 1 now.
Okay. So basically that one's done.
Yeah, I think so.
You can pick something else.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. So whatever happens, it doesn't mean it always has to go down. Sometimes it goes up, and it's because it's actually showing more of what's underneath the surface. So
I have a question, Wendy.
Yeah, go ahead, Leanne.
Like this one that I was tapping on, there was like hundreds, if not thousands, of the same sort of thing.
Yes.
So we're not going to tap on every individual one. I mean, I couldn't even remember all of them because there's so many of them.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Do I go to another area of conflict that occurred?
You can go. You pick the biggest ones.
Yeah,
okay. And they generally there'll be a flow-on effect, and the others just fall like dominoes.
Yeah, he was kind of one of those characters that was the same old argument over and over again, so yeah, that's why I asked.
Yep, that's good. So Jennifer, how did you go? Your line's muted again.
Sorry. Yeah. I picked something that it just, yeah, made me realize that sh
It's okay, Jennifer. It's all okay.
like the feelings that I felt from his actions, I still feel them now about myself.
Yes.
I think it just intensified and
Okay.
made me realize that it was his actions, not mine.
That's right. That's right. It wasn't your fault, Jennifer. Often the abuser blames the other person, and really it's their own stuff because they actually feel so bad about themselves, but they project it onto the people around them to pull them down, and it's all subconscious. But it's a means of controlling.
Yeah.
Okay. So a big part of it for you from a situation like that is to recognize that you didn't do anything wrong. And these bad feelings, you can actually let them go. Because it's really his feelings that he's projected onto you.
Yep.
So just give them back to him.
Yep.
Just want to give her a big hug.
Yeah, we're all giving you lots of love and hugs.
Yeah.
Jennifer. We've all been there, okay? All right. So if you were to, in thinking about that, Jennifer, where would you rate those feelings at now?
Actually bringing it up and like I push everything down, obviously. So actually saying them out loud, it actually intensified it a little bit more than what it was when I first started.
That's okay. That's okay. That's the process of, I call it vomiting.
Yeah.
You're vomiting all that crap out, and you know, when it's coming out, it's not very pleasant. But after it's out, there's a, you know, not long after you feel a sense of relief.
Yeah.
And to recognise that, you know, you weren't the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go through some more tapping. So just stay where you're at with it, Jennifer. Give it a rating on a scale of 0 to 10. It doesn't matter if it's over 10. Just put a rating in there where you feel. Notice the emotional feelings that are there. They're very likely shifted now because you're now seeing it more for what it really is.
Yep.
So initially we can start out feeling bad, and then all of a sudden when you realise what's really happening, and then you can get really angry. And that's okay, because that's just another emotion to move through. Whatever the emotion is that's there, just acknowledge it. And we're going to do some more tapping and bring it down, okay? It'll start to come down. You've probably been through the worst of it. Okay, so you ready to do some tapping, everyone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I think one of you said that you know that it's gone, so pick another issue and give it a rating. Okay, I'm just gonna, any questions at all before I mute your lines again?
Nope.
No, great. Okay, so let's do some tapping. So even though I have this remaining problem, whatever it is for you, I'm open to the possibility that I can let this go. This is actually not my problem. It's a second-hand problem that I've taken on from someone else. And maybe the problem was theirs all along. Even though I have this problem, I choose to let it go. I choose to let it rebound back to them. I choose to be free. Even though I have this problem, I acknowledge that it's not my problem and I can choose to let it go. Going up to your eyebrow point, this problem. Going to the outside edge of your eye, this problem. I choose to let it all go. Not for them, but for me. Because I deserve to be free. Tapping underneath your eye, this problem. I choose to let it go. It is not my fault. Going down to under your nose, this problem. I choose to let it all go. I choose to feel calm and relaxed. This wasn't the right person for me, and that's okay. Part of it is it's a lesson for me to learn that I deserve to be treated with love and respect. Going to under your lips, this problem. I am worthy of being loved and respected. Going down to your collarbone point, this problem. Going down to under your arm, this problem. I choose to let it all go. I choose to forgive them, not because they deserve it, but forgiveness is what sets me free. Free of the connection to them, free of those memories. While I continue to hold on to those memories, I make myself into their prisoner. And they don't deserve that. I don't deserve that. I am free. Now just reassess how you're feeling. And just let me know how you went that time. Having trouble unmuting the lines. Okay, so how did everyone go that time? So Carol.
I started off with sadness and it was fairly high. I still feel sad, but I started to feel a bit of hope when you started talking about freedom from it. So it gives me hope that I can actually get past it.
Yes, yes.
I'm not sure I am yet, but yeah.
Yep. So if you put a rating on it now, Carol, where would you put it? How strong is it?
Oh, I think it's something I'll have to work on with you because I think there's just so much involved in it.
Yeah, so basically when it's something that's got so much involved, we break it down and we just do it frame by frame. And I'm going to run through that process shortly.
Yep.
Before we run out of time. So, yeah, just more work to be done on it. Thank you, Carol. So, Glenys, how did you go?
It was very good, actually, quite empowering when you say that it's not my problem, that it is their problem, and you put it back on them, and you just let it go. So it went to 0.
Great.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. So Jennifer, your line is just, if you just unmute again. Yeah. How did you go?
Yeah, better that time. Same with the as soon as you was, we were saying that, about how we want to be free and it's not our problem, it's theirs. I think that, yeah, I could feel it drop. Yeah.
That's great. Okay. So there's probably more to do on that, Jennifer.
Yeah.
But, it's really, and I'll go through, as I said, this next part of the process as to how to continue to work with that. But if you feel like you really need extra help, please just let us know. So we're happy to help. You can just send me an email. It's just wendy@hefc.com.au, and I can always set up a Zoom meeting, and we can do it over the line, all right. So if you rated it now on a scale of 0 to 10, where would you rate it at?
It's dropped by half, so 5. Yeah.
Great. So that's more in a manageable level.
Yeah.
But there's still more work to be done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jennifer.
Joanne,
okay. How did you go, Joanne?
Yeah, I'm the same. I think I've got more work to do. I have come down a lot to what I was at the start. But I feel there's more to rise up out of the shadows. Or being tucked away. So I probably should thank my brother for being how he is. To have that sitting in my subconscious dormant has not, so
yes, it's a good thing
manifesting who knows where. Sorry?
It's a good thing that he's helped you to become aware of it because it's part of your healing.
Very much, Wendy. So I give thanks to him.
Yep.
He would have something to say about that.
Not necessarily positive. That's okay. So how did you go, Leanne?
Well, I sort of tapped on something, but I didn't expect anything to be elevated from it. Like it's a feeling of being like annoyed, but it actually got a little bit angry halfway through. But then by the end of it, again, I was able to add more words as I went, and that seems to help me. With tapping, but I can add to it as I'm going. Because as my mindset becomes clearer, I can add to it, and that seems to untangle me, if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense. Because it's the more clearly you can tune into it and the different aspects of whatever the issue is, then you're really giving the subconscious mind a bigger picture of what you're working with.
Exactly.
Feels like you're taking layers of Band-Aids off a friggin' sore.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the only kind of analogy. That's what it feels like. It feels like you take one band off and another emotion just pops right up. Like, where the hell did you come from?
Yeah.
It was hiding underneath the top layer.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, ladies. Well, thank you all for your input. Now, I just want to get through this last bit before we finish. But as I said, with every one of you, please, if you struggle with anything, always let me know. If you have questions, you can just email me, and I will always get back to you. And we can thank Leanne for bringing up this topic. So she suggested this. So it's been very good for everyone.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay, so when I talk about different aspects, and I went through this a little bit in our last training, for example, say if anger is at the surface, there can be multiple aspects to the anger. It can be the look in the person's eyes or other strong aspects. It might be, they maybe that they reeked of alcohol or something, So you look at all the different things of how that memory is stored in relation to your senses, because they're all different aspects of the same issue. Okay, so So address each aspect of each frame as a separate problem. So when I'm talking about frames, I'm talking if we're running a movie of a particular stressful event, you can bring it down to, you know, say a car accident. It might be that moment when you realise you're going to crash, and that's a trauma. But then you often blank out when the actual accident hits, but then you wake up and you're in the next trauma. And then, you know, they're trying to get you out of the car, or then you're at hospital. So each one of those is a different frame. So you deal with each one. So it doesn't have to be a car accident, but you can have the same sort of sequence going in with toxic relationships. You know, where there's abuse happening, there can be several different frames to it, and you want to deal with all the aspects in each frame to make sure there's nothing left to keep you tied to that whole event. So as the intensity from one aspect of the problem has been resolved, like the anger or the look in their eyes, the system will automatically shift to the next aspect that needs to be addressed, like anxious, sick feeling in my tummy, or, you know, it might be pain in a part of your body, like someone mentioned it going to their throat. The first aspect will no longer seem important, and the new aspect will gracefully take centre stage. That's what's coming up underneath the Band-Aid, the boil. It's not necessarily graceful. EFT can be like peeling layers of an onion, because you can resolve one layer, then the next one is right there underneath it. After tapping on each frame of your memory, play the memory again, even talk it through out loud, even by yourself, and notice if there's any remaining negative feelings that you need to address, because what you want to do is get everything down to zero. So I've worked with people around, you know, really serious trauma, and we've been able to get it that they can think about that event and it's like it happened to somebody else. They know that that event happened, but they're completely disassociated from it. There's no emotional charge to it. And that's where you want to get to, because then it's lost its power over you and you won't have any triggers for it. So tap on everything you've written down. Once you've cleared the memories, spend a few minutes tapping on what you would like to experience. So then once you've cleared all of that, bring in how you want to feel. Bring that really powerful, positive aspect. And when you say positive statements and you add the tapping to it, you actually help the subconscious mind actually clear any other negatives, blocks to you being able to feel or achieve whatever those positives are that you're bringing in. This not only programs your subconscious mind with these new positive beliefs, but it also raises your vibration too. You'll likely have a much better day and more things will go your way. Who doesn't want that? Okay, so any questions with what we've covered tonight? It was a very good session tonight, and I thank you all.
No, I'm clear.
Good. No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So I'm just going to finish off with this. Stress causes your body to think that you're in famine. Now, this is just a totally different topic, but I thought I'd throw it in there because a lot of the people we see actually struggle with weight. What many people don't know is that chronic stress mimics a famine state. Your body gets confused because it's in that chronic stress state, you're living in like a fight and flight state. Your body gets confused and signals you to eat more food in an attempt to keep you safe. Your primitive biology gets mixed up with your modern world, and the result can be devastating for your health. So this image over here shows you what's happening. So cortisol is a very fattening hormone, but it's one of our stress hormones. So it excites the central nervous system of the amygdala, the major part of the emotional brain. Cortisol magnifies pleasurable and compulsive activities, such as eating sugary foods, which can actually act like drugs in some people. Cortisol increases the amount of fat deposited in the abdominal area, so you'll tend to store it all in that area. This is what we see most often with women who have adrenal imbalance. Okay. Does anyone resonate with that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
1,000%.
Oh, you ladies crack me up.
I do have a
great.
question, Wendy.
Yeah, go ahead, Carol.
At some point, can all of us meet and have coffee?
Yes, please.
Absolutely,
Yes.
we can do that.
Because
Yep.
I think there'd be some really great conversations.
I think we'd have a lot of good laughs.
Mm.
Or what about we have a pre-Christmas catch-up?
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
that sounds good.
All right. So
Great
I'll work
idea.
out a plan. So the next trick is to work out what day would work for everyone.
Mm.
So whether that would be a Saturday or a Sunday, would that work for everybody?
Yeah, any day, Wendy, for me.
Is anyone
Monday, Thursday, or Sunday is good for me.
I can't. I'm too far away.
Oh, Leanne, we'll Skype you
I'm
in.
in Melbourne.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne.
Oh,
But I found
I
just
feel
when I was
bad for
living
you.
in Townsville. Oh, look, I feel bad for me too.
I hope you haven't got a business.
Oh, no business, no.
Oh, that's
Oh, it's
awful
getting
for
better.
everyone.
We're getting better, but slow.
Mm.
All right, so we can always Skype you into that meeting, Leanne.
Yeah, that'd
Yes.
be good.
Yep. So what days did you say worked for you? Sunday or Thursday? Was that you?
Who?
Somebody
Someone.
said what I might
Was it
do
me?
if you could all just send me an email with which days would work best for you, and then I'll see what the common denominator is with all of those, and we'll organise it. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to do Zoom for part of it, Wendy, like on camera. That's fine. That doesn't worry me.
Okay. Great. All right.
Yeah.
We can include you. Okay.
You know, but only if it's not too hard. Otherwise, you can just catch me up. What went on? Whatever's easiest.
Nothing's too hard, Leanne.
That's true.
Okay.
Love that.
Well, thank you all for being on the call, and look forward to
thanks,
that.
Wendy.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
See
See ya.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
Jennifer,
Bye.
Joanne,
No worries,
Glenys,
thank you.
Leanne, Carol.
Thank
See ya.
you.